ATFers, I apologize. I'm going to be a little bit distracted right now because a crazy good song came on right now. And I am mesmerized, and I'm trying not to talk over it. I know you can't hear it, and I feel bad right now. But if you could hear it, then that means this song will be demonetized. I can't believe how much I like this song. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Really? Dude, people don't know how to spell his last name. This is crazy. Our day will come and we'll have everything. All right, I think we're about ready. I think we're about ready, ladies and gentlemen. Our day will come. Just wait a while. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Always stay in love this way. Our day will come. Oh, I already did it. I already made it live. Oh, I gotta make that silent. I do not want to hear myself. It's bad enough you gotta hear me. I definitely don't want to hear me. Hey, so what the heck? I thought this dude's special was coming out very soon. Oh no. Oh no. Apparently some kids dug a hole at the beach. Oh no. Apparently some kids dug a hole at the beach, a big hole, like they were standing in it. And then the water came in, and you know how like the sand gets funky, it gets like sand mud, and it stuck their feet under there and nobody could pull them out. Oh no. Everyone's trying to yank them out of there. I'm trying to see how this ends. I don't know how long this video is. I've never seen it before. I don't know how long this video is. I wish Instagram would change that. It should like show the length. That I need to know how much of my life I'm committing to this. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Oh, they died. Well, don't go to the beach, ladies and gentlemen. There's sharks. There are gigantic holes that you could get stuck in. There's lots of predators. There's the skin cancer, the melatonin. So beautiful to see you, ladies and gentlemen. So beautiful to see you. Thank you for being here. Give it to me. What the? What the? What the? Give it to me. What you say? Give it to me right away. Give it to me. Give it to me. What you say? I love that song. Melancholy, man. You've been skipping out on your lessons recently, man. We haven't seen you around here. Andrew, what's going on, dude? James Bishop holding it down in South Africa. I'm not going to keep you long, Adam. I'm going to make it real quick today because today is movie day. And I'm hoping to start the movie around 4. Who the heck is that? I can't answer that. I'm hoping to start the movie around 4 p.m. my time. Probably the earliest we've ever started a movie. But tomorrow morning is going to be a very, very, very early morning in the household. Like stupid early. So I got to have an early evening. ARJR! Mystical Ninja is in the house. Coffeepotamus, what's up, man? Beautiful to see you. Repping that green card. I love it, man. Nigel with a strong Wi-Fi connection today. Marloka! What song was it? Wait a minute. What? How does that work? Oh, wait a minute. Did you go back? Does it work like that during a live? I was saying something that I wasn't public yet, right? It was unlisted. I was saying something that only the ATFers later should be able to see. I guess unless you went backwards. Did you go back in time? It was a song called... So for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, when I was still setting up the stream, there was a song that came on that I was like, ooh. And I had to apologize to the ATFers because I was a little bit distracted. Because for those of you that don't know, for those of you newbies in here, when I stream and I have these on, I'm literally listening to music. It's like, we don't need to get into it, but it's like a thing that I need to do or I go crazy. So it helps like keep me calm and like chillax when I'm here with you. So at all times I'm listening to music. Like, check this out. Well, right now is annoying because, of course, of all times, there's back-to-back commercials on right now. And it won't even let me go back and look at the song until this commercial's over, but I'll tell you what it was right now. Snuff Films? Wait a minute. What the heck? Oh, the beach one. The beach one. Oh, okay. I was distracted. Yeah. Dude, I don't even know why. Oh, I know why I opened that. I'll tell you right now. Hold up. I'm so all over the place right now. The song is called Carried Away. Carried Away. And the band, I know it sounds funny. They randomly popped up on my Pandora playlist and I'd never heard them before, but I like everything I've heard from them so far. The band is called Men I Trust. It's such a random name, but the song is called Carried Away and the band is Men I Trust. But I like the hook. I like the chorus. It's so catchy, man. But yeah, the only reason I don't even like to get on Instagram. The only reason I opened it is because I saw a notification pop up that Bobby Lee posted something. And I was hoping that it was him saying like, hey, my special's up. Go watch my special. Because I'm pretty sure his special's supposed to come out in August. I thought it was August. And And that's not what it was about. It was just some random, like one of his podcasts, which is frustrating. And then I went to the homepage and saw some kids stuck in the sand. Haha, what, melancholy? You never see me rocking that Gucci. I'll wear the off-brand. I'll be wearing that Fucci. You got to be careful, James. Don't be digging holes, bro. Don't even let yourself be tempted. Leave the shovels at home, bro. Every time I go to the beach, I want to dig a hole. There's just something within us. I don't know if that's something our ancestors did. Like they went in there and it's just in the muscle memory just for shade or whatever. I don't know, but you got to fight the urge, bro. I got my papaca ready for tomorrow. Dude. Oh. I think I know where my papaca is. Things got a little crazy in the move. I would love to wear my papaca tomorrow, man. Dang it. I need to try to unearth it. I watched it late last night, Mystical. It was pretty funny, bro. How much of the way are you through? I don't want to give any spoilers because I was going to be talking about it right now. The beach better watch out for me. You're going to come back smelling like Cosmo Kramer, James. The beach. What's up, Dojo fam? Where's the goal? Let's show the hoes how it's done. Oh dang, like that, James? I didn't know you felt so strongly, bro. I didn't set a goal today because this goal is probably gonna be like exactly 1 hour. I mean, this stream, and you know what? I think it's important. Maybe you guys don't care. Sometimes you guys are so ridiculously supportive, and I'll come on here and I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to do a goal. It's good. Don't. And you guys are like, what are you doing? Are you dumb? You need to make money. And I'm like, you know what? I want to have streams here and there where I don't do that so that you know I enjoy doing this. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I enjoy just going through the reps, you know. Not every stream has to be about, you know, money, you know, and I think that's important to do. I don't want it to be like every time I'm on here, let's go, guys, come on, where's that paper? I don't want to be like that, you know. Now, if you do have some paper, then, you know, you can take it upon yourself, you know, don't worry about me. But I just don't want to, you know, sometimes, especially when it's only an hour. When I know I could be here like 3-4 hours, then I'm like, let's do this. But I felt a little funny about it today. I just wanted to be here. 15 to 30 deaths worldwide each year from collapsing sand holes. Oh no. You know what? That's scary, dude. I never even thought about that because people are always digging those. So at any time you could just like fall right through one, man. Been dealing with family health stuff. I'm afraid of saying anything, you know. I'm afraid of saying something cliche, you know. I just want you to know we care about you, bro. And I hope you're good, and I hope you're finding ways to I know it's too cliche to just be like, oh, hope everything's all right. Well, of course you do. What am I gonna say? Well, you deserve it. You know, what am I supposed to say? Of course I'm gonna say I hope everything's all right, but it's like, what does that do? You know? It's just you know we care about you, man, and obviously we hope you're good and things are going good, but they might not be, you know. That's why I don't like saying stuff like that, because I'm like, I hope everything's good, and you'll just be like, well, it's really not. And now what? So I mean, of course we feel that way, but you know, I hope also that whatever it is, you're finding ways to find, you know, some peace and rest in it, and you're taking care of yourself, man. We definitely have been missing you. But to be very honest, I've been doing a lot of things, man. I've been trying to make ends meet. You guys know I was doing some local shoots. I did another shoot today. I did a shoot today. I made $50. um, um, the funny thing is, I didn't even know that that's what it was until I agreed to do it. I was told after the fact. But, you know, it was fun. It was fun. They were really cool people. And I'd probably do it again. They were really cool. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of things, you know, been trying to stay busy, and so we haven't been streaming as much. Yeah. We've been getting the night rentals left and right. So, um trying to figure that out. Yeah. Bro, the say Wallahi Ian Son video today killed me, man. Love you, man. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, it's dude, T. Williams. I don't know if you had already seen the footage before I made that video, but there were at least 2 different instances that Ian Garry's son was crying because he wanted to meet Makhachev. And Ian Garry was literally having to console him. And then Ian Garry was going to do an interview with DC. And then Ian Garry's son beat Ian to the mic, and he starts talking about Makhachev. And it's like, what? So then I just had this, yeah, like Ian Garry's son's just tormenting him, talking about Makhachev, saying all these, you know, things more aligned with like Makhachev's culture and whatnot. And then somebody told me something that I hadn't even seen yet. That apparently Ian Garry's wife, his wife, has her son call Ian. That the son calls him by his name. You can know how like Bart Simpson calls his dad Homer? The kid actually calls him Garry. I mean, he calls him Ian. Which further, I think, so I don't know if this is what everybody believes. I don't know if this is common knowledge. But I've heard people saying that they think that the secret that Ian Garry's brother is going to tell about him when he decides to come out and spill the beans if Ian makes him mad again is that kid is not Ian's kid. I don't know if that's common knowledge. I think there's people in here have said that. I actually might have heard it for the first time from someone in here, if I remember correctly. But supposedly that is a narrative that a lot of people think that it's not Ian's kid. And didn't another fighter even say that it's not his kid? So I don't know, man. It's weird. And then so there was a part of me that was thinking that maybe Ian Garry is an evil genius. Maybe he fooled all of us because there's no way that somebody could actually be the way that he is. Like if he's playing a character, like if like his wife, you know, she's an author. You know, she wrote a book about how, literally, it's not a joke, she wrote a book about how to be a gold digger. How to like poach an athlete. And so maybe maybe they got together and wrote a script or something like that. I'm just saying, it's one of those things where, you know how they say, you could, like, if it was in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. You know how people say stuff like that? If that was in a movie, you wouldn't believe it. It would seem too contrived. It would seem too fake. No one would ever buy that. And then it happens in real life. So there was a time where I was like, he's clearly, you know what? I get it now. I might have to root for Garry. I get it. He's doing like a Kobe Covington type of thing. He probably goes home and you know, I don't know if I want to give that example. He probably goes home like I was thinking something along the lines of, for all we know, he goes home and he treats his lady like how Dana White treats his lady, you know? And I'm not saying, I'm not ignoring that she slapped him first. I'm not being one of those. That's not what we're talking about right now. That's not important. But I'm just saying, for all we know, behind closed doors, Ian Garry might be treating his lady like Dana White treats his lady, for all we know. And then this is all an act. And at that point, it's like, dang, Ian Machado, Gary, Daniel Day-Lewis over here. Like, we got to applaud it at that point. Everybody fell for it. I mean, that's a better character than Conor McGregor faking an injury. You gonna sell it? You ain't gonna sell it? But then I saw the press conference last night. And, man, for the first time ever, I legitimately started to feel bad for Ian Garry. And you never know where these kind of things come from. You don't know if they stem from something in your childhood, from some kind of way that your parents interacted or didn't interact with you, from maybe relationships that you had with girls, maybe sometimes that your heart got broken, you got some trust issues, insecurities, whatever it is. Last night when I watched the press conference for the first time ever, I felt bad for him. And I don't want to. I'm not an Ian Garry fan. I've never been an Ian Garry fan. Don't get it twisted. But I'm human. And I watch his interviews like we all do from podcast to podcast and different talking head and this and that. And we all make our observations. And we've all decided one outing after another. He somehow gets even worse. So this is a new thing for me. I'm not someone that's been like, you know, how I've been with Sean Strickland. Am I in? Am I out? Okay, I kind of get what he's saying. Kind of aligns with the way I think. But he kind of seems like an idiot. Should he be medicated? Okay, you know what? I'm on board again. Wait, he's crazy. He's an edgelord. Wait a minute. So he does actually want to kill people, and the only reason he doesn't is because his wife would leave him. I've never wanted to root for Ian Garry. I said it in my video yesterday. Someone like Ian Garry being around actually makes Bo Nichols seem likable. It's crazy the impression that this dude gives. But I felt bad for him. And that moment was, I went back and I looked at some things with 2020 hindsight after this. Here's the moment that made me feel bad for him. It was when Makhachev was trying to, you guys know what I'm talking about already. It was when Makhachev was trying to answer the question about, I don't know, his legacy, about where he stands and his status and everything that he's done for the sport and his records and stuff like that. I can't remember. But somebody asked Makhachev a question of like, what does he think of himself and his legacy and all this and that? So he's trying to answer, because it was a question directly asked for him. And Ian Garry starts like, and there was no pause. Makhachev wasn't thinking about it. Makhachev wasn't trying to blow it off. He wasn't taking a beat. He was in the middle of answering. And so far, up to this point, they haven't had like Khamzat Chamoyev and like Sean Strickland like talking over each other, arguing and trying to clown on each other and upset each other. There's been a pretty respectable enough back and forth. They're kind of waiting for each other to do their thing, having respect for each other. So this was kind of a weird moment. It was like the first time that this happened, where Makhachev was in the middle of talking and Ian Garry just starts, like if he couldn't even hear him. Like if he didn't even know he was in the middle of a thought, and he just starts going and going. And you know how sometimes, speaking of Sean Strickland, I don't know if you guys saw the Sean Ryan podcast. You guys know who Sean Ryan is? He's like the industry plant Joe Rogan. There was an episode, the Sean Ryan podcast, and Sean Strickland was on. It was one of the most uncomfortable, awkward things ever. And I was like, is this just me? No, it was all over the comment section. Sean Strickland did not know how to shut up. All he wanted to do was talk over the dude. And it has nothing to do with whose opinion you were more aligned with or whatever. It's just, when you're having conversation, there's kind of like a gentleman's agreement of how that should be navigated. And Strickland didn't show up to that meeting, I guess. And so Ian Garry just starts talking and talking and talking. And Makhachev, it was one of those things. You know how it gets real uncomfortable? You know how sometimes when you're in a situation and one person is talking and then another person starts like aggressively talking and chiming in? Usually, a lot of times, the first person is kind of like, okay, go ahead. Like most people will just do that. Just to get it over with, to keep the peace, to just like, okay, whatever. If you're gonna be like this crazy, like hot-headed, like just do your thing, whatever. I don't need the drama. Every once in a while, some people will just keep going like, heck no, I was talking first. And then it gets kind of weird because two people are just getting louder and louder and nobody shuts up. And it's like, you can't even hear what anybody's saying, but nobody wants to give in. And Makhachev kept talking and talking and talking and talking. And then Ian Garry kept talking and talking. And then everybody started booing. They were booing Garry because it's like, what are you doing? This is uncomfortable. You're an idiot. You're being annoying. But in case you didn't see the press conference, Ian Garry was talking over Makhachev and he was saying, like, he's the best. He's amazing. He's already proven himself in the sport. He's a GOAT in the sport, which again is stupid. I've already made videos about this. There can't be more than one GOAT. And don't tell me about weight divisions because weight divisions are stupid and they shouldn't exist. But he starts like praising him, which makes it even worse. If Ian Garry cut off Makhachev, if Makhachev was trying to say something heartfelt and serious and authentic, and he was just really trying to give a good answer, and Ian Garry was like, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. I'll shut it for you. Then it'd be like, okay, he's trying to do some drama. He's embracing the heel, whatever. No, it was pathetic. He was like, yes, he's already proven himself. He's such a champion. His legacy is intact. He's a GOAT. And then Makhachev was irritated that Garry kept talking, and he told him, shut up. I think he might have said it twice. I'm not positive. But Makhachev was like so bothered and confused, and he's like, shut up. And then Garry was like, he was trying to like express like, no, I'm trying to say good things. I can't do his voice. I don't know. And he was like, he had this body language like, no, dude, I'm trying to. And for the first time, I looked at Garry like maybe some kids I remembered when I was in school. Or like some people I've worked with, some people I've known personally for one reason or another, where maybe they're just like really, really like codependent type of people. Or they're just really insecure. They really need a lot of validation and affirmations. And they want to know, you know, that their friends still like them. And that people want to play with them. And they're invited to the outing. And you know, they're in the club. They're in that circle. And I don't know, man. I don't know. He could be like a evil, brilliant genius. And this was a way for him to just unbelievably troll and try to like, you know, like when you're trying to make someone mad and then you act nice to them. Like I was listening to a podcast earlier and they were talking about how some lady flipped them off when they were on the road. And then the dude was like, oh, yeah, you should have just smiled and give her the thumbs up. And he's like, that makes him even more mad. You know how like when people do stuff like that, the mad person gets even more mad? So it's like, is it some kind of a tactic where he's trying to like faux love bomb him and give him this fake praise to just get in his head and irritate him? But I don't think it was. I think we have two options at this point. I think Ian Garry is either an evil genius that is trolling at the highest level with all this stuff he says about his wife and how she's on this pedestal. And look, I'm not saying that you should treat your lady like Dudu Plessis. I'm just saying when you elevate her, when you like, look, should you elevate, forget male and female, should you, in a sense, you know, whatever that means to you, should you, in a healthy sense, you know, in a manner of speaking, elevate your spouse, the person you're with? I think so. I think you should make it a priority to treat them well, sure. But here's what people like E and Garry do. They elevate them to the point where it's not just that they're elevated now. Because here's what happens to the pedestal. You know what? Let me look up pedestal. Let me make sure I'm not getting this twisted. Pedestal on the okay. You know what? For some reason, when I was imagining pedestal, I was imagining like scales. You know, like the old, like when they would weigh like gold and stuff. For some reason, that was coming to my beanie. But it doesn't matter. This makes sense as well. I think at a certain point when you're like E and Garry and you lift someone on a pedestal, it's no longer that you're trying to make sure that the way you interact with them and treat them is like at a nice, positive, loving, elevated level. When it's someone like E and Garry, it's no longer that. It gets to the point where they're so elevated that and what's the antonym of that? They're so elevated that you're de-elevated? I don't know. Let me see. Elevated antonyms. Lowered, depressed, sunken. I like sunken. Subordinate. So it's like someone in his situation elevates her to such excessive levels that he by default is sunken. He's like those kids that died at the beach because they dug that big hole. You had to be there. So I think those are our only two options. He's trolling at the highest level. And then he's going to come in there like a beast. He's going to come in there like a Anthony Smith type of mindset, just a wrecking ball. Or he's a really, really insecure dude that was just always looking for friends, trying to make a friend. That he finds this lady that it's like the total opposite ends of the spectrum. He's this dude that needs this kind of love and attention and validation and assurance and security. Then you got this kind of lady that's like, I'm trying to dig my claws into somebody and I'm just going to love bomb him and give him everything that he's ever. It's almost like that video that I made where it seems like he's in a cult. Where you have somebody, that's how people end up in gangs and cults and in certain type in CrossFit. It's like there's this hole. Maybe they didn't get attention growing up from the people that they really wanted to, and they felt like they were on the outside, they were outcast, they were forgotten, they were ignored, and then all of a sudden you got this group or you got this person and they love bomb you. And they make you feel like you're the most important thing in the earth. And then it turns into like a level like you're worshiping them because they've given you everything. Like you fill that hole, you're supposed to fill that hole with the Lord, That's where you're supposed to find your peace and your strength and your joy. And with that structure is how you have a healthy relationship. But he's treating the lady like she's his God. Anyway. So then I look back 2020 hindsight. And there was another part of that press conference where he's like, dude, he came after that MacLife dude. The dude that Sean Strickland always calls gay. The Conor McGregor MacLife dude. You know who I'm talking about? I think his name is Oscar Willis, right? What you talking about, Oscar Willis? I'm pretty sure that's his name. And he starts asking Makhachev. He's not even talking to Garry. Man, Garry keeps just butting in when it's not even his turn, huh? He asked Makhachev something along the lines of, Makhachev, I mean, now thinking about it is like, what was this guy thinking? Like, on one hand, this is the kind of questions I'd want to ask. I'd punch it up even more. It's like, hey, if I'm going to get my credentials revoked anyway, I'm going to go full sand. I'm going to have some fun with it. I'm going to make it a highlight. I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame for a question. Has anyone ever been in the Hall of Fame, in the UFC Hall of Fame for a question? I would try to make that one. Get in the UFC Hall of Fame for asking the right question at a press conference. So, I would be more notorious than the pink suit guy. He's the UFC's Filthy Frank. You guys know what I'm talking? Remember the pink suit guy? Dang, take me back, bro. Take me back. Anyway, the Oscar Willis dude, he told Makhachev, "Hey Makhachev, you know how Ian Garry is like everyone thinks he's really annoying and nobody likes him and they can't stand him, and they just hate him and everyone wants you to murder him. How do you feel about that?" and then Garry was like, "I objection." It was almost like in court. And he was like, he's leading the witness. I forgot the exact terminology that he used, but that's what it felt like. He said something like, man, I'm almost positive he actually used some kind of term that like they say in court sometimes. And he said something about how he's like putting words in his mouth and he's leading him. And, you know, he got really upset with him. He's like, I thought we were boys. And there's another indication right there. He was getting mad at him. He's like, I thought we were cool, man. I thought we were cool. Why are you doing this? You're leading him. That's a false premise. You're putting words in his mouth. He starts freaking out. He starts spazzing out. I thought we were friends. He was going like Bobby Green when he was mad that other dude wanted to fight him. He's like, I thought we was friends. And that's Bobby Green too. You know how his whole background, like his whole family was just dropping like flies and then he didn't have anybody and then he just was trying to find like love and fellowship and friendship with someone. That's why he got so mad when this dude that he thought he was homies with decided to fight him. And then he's like, I thought we was boys. That's what Ian Garry was doing with Oscar. What you talking about, Willis? He spazzed out on him. And then I don't think Makhachev even ended up answering the question. But he got really hurt by that. He's like, we don't talk about that. Let's just talk about the fight. And then that reminded me of a couple of days before that. He sits down. It was like press day. It wasn't the actual press conference. Press something. I don't know. You know those ones where they just go from place to place. He was doing all the rounds. He sits down and right away, you guys have already seen this. I'm just saying stuff you guys already know about. He sat down and he's like, I'm going to tell you guys right now. He went full Adesanya. You know how sometimes people like, you know, the divas, Adesanya, John Jones, they'll be like, you know, don't be stupid. Don't make me mad. Don't ask dumb questions. Don't irritate me. He sits down. He's like, I'm going to tell you guys right now. Be respectful. Be respectful. Don't ask me about dumb stuff. Don't ask personal stuff. Keep it about the fight. And it's like, it's easy to look at him talk like that and think he's being annoying and dislike him. But it's like, maybe he can't deal with that. He can't hear that. He's fragile. It's going to mess him up. He's already getting an earful at home from his lady. He doesn't want it to get any worse. So I'm starting to think, is he less of a jerk and more of a scared, insecure, fragile dude that just absolutely turns people that actually show him love and affection into his everything, into his gods? And I mean, we see it when he has these fights with people and he tries to get on his knees and bow with them and become best friends and all that. And he gets all weird. He reminds me, like, go back to like middle school, elementary school. And it makes me feel bad. I'm not trying to make fun of them. Of those kids. I'm not talking about Ian Garry. I actually find a lot of joy in making fun of Ian Garry. But I'm talking about, like, go back in your beanie and think about, like, kids you used to know and stuff like that. And it sounds messed up, but, you know, the kids back then, there was, like, a lot of... I mean, you're not supposed to be like that in 2026 because it's insensitive or whatever. But there was those kids that were, like, the nerds or whatever, you know? And they just always wanted friends and they always wanted to play with someone and they would always just try to fit in and they always wanted to do whatever so that they could hang out with this or that group or so that you would like them. They were like that new kid in the Sandlot, the new kid that moved into the neighborhood and he had the funny looking hat and he was too shy to play with anybody until Benny the Jet befriended him and then gave him a hat and all that and then he was all happy. It's like that kid. And I was watching some of his fights the other day and I see him always trying to bow and all that. And then Brates was like, Chale, get away from me. Get away from me. And I mean, I'm only human. It made me feel bad. Because this guy that we've decided is very, very unlikable and he's given us all the reasons to dislike him. I'm starting to think that he's just a really lonely, insecure dude that just wants friends and unfortunately gravitated to the wrong person. But then he's getting kicked out of gyms. He's getting kicked out of MMA gyms. Maybe the guys got sick of him always trying to bow down to them or something like that. Maybe it gave him it gave all of them some kind of weird complex. I don't know. I wouldn't want him trying to do that with me, man. I wouldn't want to be like, dude, we already bowed down to each other like 3 times this week, bro. It's barely Wednesday. That's not what I come to the gym for, bro. Every time I get down on my knees and bow with you, that's another chance of me getting ringworm. Come on! Come on. I know he's out there grinding, man. At a stoplight, do people drive like absolute doo-doo plessy where y'all are? I'm not road raging. You're road raging. I don't know if it's avoidable anymore, man. I remember you hear your whole life how there's all these polite people like in Texas. And I remember going to Texas and they drove like I thought I was going to die on that freeway. They drove like insane people. But I don't know. I think there's something about Texas. Like, aside from how polite and friendly and everything they're supposed to be, I think it's everything aside from the driving. Because even since then, I've heard on different like shows and podcasts and stuff, people talk about the crazy Texas driving. So maybe that's just a Texas thing. But then I was in San Diego a week or two ago. Man, I feel like the San Diego traffic and the driving was like even worse than LA, man. It was crazy. It was bad. But then even where I'm at, even like in a more like rural area, it's just people, man. I think it's like devices and social media. People are just always angry and they're impatient. They're just used to that scrolling mindset, man, just going on to the next thing. So they get that mindset with everything that they do. But I'm glad that you're not road raging, bro. You got to remember something. You just always, dude, this is true. I don't want to be too specific here, but all of the people in my household, they all know this person. I don't, because they all do something that I don't do. They like involved with something that I'm not, which is, nothing weird, but it's just like not everyone's involved in everything. So they know a person personally, which is, I think, the only way that you can know a person personally. But this person got shot in the face. This isn't like some anecdote from something I saw on TikTok or whatever. The people in my household, like my family, they all know someone personally. It's not someone they know knew someone that knew someone they know got shot in the face going down the highway because someone was mad that they felt like he cut him off or something like that. And if I'm remember correctly, I think he's still in a coma. It's like, here's what you got to remember, man. Even if you just know, like, I would just give him that elbow sopa, or like, you got to let all pride and ego go out the window, man. Like, literally, when you're in the car, just lower the window real quick. You got to let it all just disappear, because you never know. That dude could be in there with the AK. He could be on the way to meet his estranged wife, O.J. Simpson style, and he runs into you on the way, and he's already locked and loaded. And it's just not worth it, dude. It's not worth it. If you got kids at home, some people do road rage with their kids in the car. It's just not worth it. You just got to console yourself. You know how many times I wanted to road rage and then I drove away and I was like, I would kill that dude. And it made me feel better. Because like, you could all do that. Just drive away and be like, yeah, if you weren't in a big metal vehicle going 70 miles an hour, you wouldn't be so tough. You know, just tell yourself that. And you just got to move on, bro. Uh-oh. Oh, snap. Hold up. I see people being generous here. And I'm going to catch up. I promise. I'm going to catch up. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Let me check on the back end real quick. I do not like missing generosity. I don't want to disrespect anybody and ignore you. Wait, when did you send that? Okay, there we go. Okay. ARJR! He says number 3 because you don't want it. Dude. ARJR, because we love you, bro. Dude, unbelievable boy. Look at Lord Racers hitting him with the unbelievable boy. ARJR! Because I'm blessed. I'm glad you're blessed, dude. You deserve it, bro. You deserve these. You deserve these, brother. ARJR 6 to be a blessing. You are a blessing, man. Life never stops being life. Yup. Like the great Beatle said, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Dude. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Dude. But cool news is my sister's pregnant again. I'll be an uncle of 11. 11 now. Hashtag Stranger Things. That's crazy, dude. 11? Dude. Why are the press conference questions always so shallow? These guys have 3 months to think about a good question, or do questions get you the Ariel Hawini treatment? Luis, I always think 100% they don't want to get their it's watered down specifically because of that. They don't want to get their credentials revoked. I have thought a couple times, and I always tell you guys, I don't want to be another Ariel Hawini. I didn't get into this to be a interviewer. I wanted to spread the good news of the Mexican martial arts to all nations and, teach classes and do demos and stuff like that. And then it kind of turned into something else. But I have thought it would be fun to get credentials and then go ask a couple real questions, even though I would get my credentials revoked immediately and be escorted out of the building. But it would be worth it. ARJR! Because the bills won't pay themselves. Yeah, they're not, dude. I've been trying to see if they would ARJR, and they're not. They definitely are not paying themselves. Come on! Hey, because you're so great. Heck yeah, dude. Heck, I love the idea. I don't even know, but I want to believe it. I want to believe that Carmon was specifically waiting for number 8 just to do that. Thank you, Carmon. JDM says that his son looks nothing like him. Dang, JDM said that? Why would he weigh in? Do they have some kind of beef? Was Gary talking papas about him or what? I think that's why Ian's been kissing Makhachev's cheeks, because he doesn't want the bro laying the smackdown on his... I mean, I guess it's not the first time. It's like Strickland messaging Du Plessis to try to get him to chill out. Or like Adesanya asking... who did Adesanya ask to chill out? Didn't he ask Strickland to chill out or something? 18 years. 18 years. And on the 18th birthday, found out it wasn't his. Wait, what? Is that from a thing? That sounds like an excerpt. Jack Della Marilena said that he thought it wasn't Ian's kids at a it was at a press conference. How did I miss that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta catch up. I apologize. ARJR, cause why not? Cause why not? Dustin Nance, because you're a good dude. Thank you, man. Oh, we got 2 9s. Number 9. Number 9. Thank you so much, man. I try to be. I'm thinking about going vegan. I'm thinking about becoming a PETA ambassador. I want to be the best dude that I could be. Thank you so much, man. Love from Saginaw, Miami. Positive manifestation and love. It's been so long. It's been so long. Cause I'm sipping on this green tea potion. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you in here. She take my money. El Tronado, what's up, man? ARJR, cause Moss only made 7 out of... Dude, 10 in 3 hours, no way. Why are they doing them dirty? No, are you playing with me? Good Goy MMA, don't you do this. Look at what Strickland's making Spawn. Van has the craziest aura, man. My goat. You're playing, dude. You're playing, bro. You're doing that Ian Garry level trolling, dude. I gotta respect it. ARJR! That's how it's done. MMA holes were not even 10 minutes in. Wait, are the MMA holes... Is he doing his thing right now? Oh, shoot. I didn't know we was competing. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad someone brought that up. I need to address something. Damon, corn, popcorn, both are better with butter. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Anyway, you got the whose hot dog is the token hot dog. Does anybody... I mean, that's a given, right? I don't think anyone's eating corn without butter, are they? Oh, man, I hope not. Some dry corn? That should be illegal, man. ARJR! Just bless John Keith with the membership. I got something special coming up for the members, by the way. I am in dire straits. I was on Indeed.com last night. I'm applying for jobs. I'm in a hole. Things are not going well. I'm being denied rental locations. My credit is in shambles. My debt to income. So I'm going to start putting new things on the Patreon and the members. I got to let people know that it's worth it. It's your for manipulation, yam. I got to let people know that it's worth it. Okay? For you members, it's not just about the cute stickers and emojis and the gringo status, the green cards. I'm going to be flooding you with some extra stuff. Okay? Exclusive content. Exclusive, elusive content. ARJR! Blessing Jamie Blake. Welcome, Jamie Blake. Yes. Otar the lazy, the Khabib thing, that's what I'm talking about. I need to address that. I didn't even realize that until I think I saw that today. She's a grooming, overt narcissist, and Ian is her supply source and source as he has insecurities and is immature emotionally. Now, look, I understand that there's a certain kind of people out there. There's a certain kind of people out there that will hear me say this and go, beta. And they will say that I'm being a simp, that I'm simping for Ian Garry. I know that, but I can't let that sway me because you come here for truth. I'm an MMA truther and I can't shy away because of some type of perception. I am starting to think that maybe we're giving Ian Garry too much credit for either thinking that he's an evil genius or for thinking that that's just his natural state and that somebody could actually sustain everything that we've been seeing emanate from this individual. I'm starting to believe that, yes, he is simply an insecure, emotionally immature dude that got caught up in a very unfortunate circumstance where there's a lady who's more than happy to take advantage of an insecure, emotionally immature, and unstable dude. I mean, the same thing could happen with women. You get this older dude that's preying on this younger, confused, immature, insecure, shy lady. And the same thing could happen with a cougar and a young dude. And I think that's what we're seeing here. When you take everything into consideration, when you see the way that he interacts with other dudes and wants to be best friends and wants to hug them and get on his knees and bow and kiss each other and raise each other's hands, and he wants to praise them and say, you're the best. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. They're like, shut up. And he's even telling his son, yeah, let's go. My opponent, let's get his autograph. You like him? He's your favorite. Yeah, you should be his favorite. He's my favorite. It's like, dude. Is he really just a guy that wants a friend and maybe gets a little overly excited and doesn't understand how he's coming across and just gets excited with the energy of people even paying attention to him? That's a loaded question, friend. Am I that behind? ARJR, kiss from a rose on the stream. La 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 la. 2 million El Tronado. 2 milli. We back on our goal or what? Oh, hold up. I see some people being generous in the PayPal. Oh my gosh. I have people being generous in here too. Why is everybody being so generous today? I didn't even make a goal. My goal was to give you some goal-free content with no inferior motives. And you guys are just showering with generosity. Leon Enriquez! My road rage while riding on the one wheel is more like road flick off and slide away from standstill raging traffic. It's fun. Dude, you're like one of those motorcycle dudes. You could just man, I've seen them. I remember being in LA one time and I saw a dude on a motorcycle pull up next to some van and he just he picked up his foot and just boom, just stomped it into the side door of the van, just boom with all his strength, and then he just took off, and the van's just stuck there in traffic for as far as the eye could see, and the motorcycle just went about his day. So I could just imagine you on the one wheel, dude. Does it go real fast, though? Like, if someone was crazy and they took off on foot, they wouldn't catch you, right? It's not like a skateboard. ARJR! Blessing Kevin Johnston. Thank you so much, ARJR. Welcome, Kevin Johnston. I road rage while walking on sidewalks. Okay, what's Everclear? Marroca with 5! With 5! You know what made me start drinking water? I've been drinking water. By the way, do fish drink water? Because think about that. That would be like saying we eat oxygen. How dumb would that be? They breathe water. They can't breathe water and drink water. Anyway, I knew that if I did something that made me like we had to get something at we were at Dick's Sporting Goods because there was a thing that we had to get for Jesse Jr. And I thought, you know what, if I go and get myself like a little water bottle or a big water bottle, I think that's gonna motivate me to start drinking water. Cause that's just the way I am. I felt like if I got like this is my water thing, like it felt special. I'm gonna get myself, this is my cup. This is how it's like a thing I'm instituting. This is my water thing. And I've been drinking water like crazy lately. I just needed a good strong cup in my life. I just needed a good strong water influence in my life. Marloca just blessed 5 individuals with memberships. Low Fat OG, Low Fat 0G, Kyle Obi, Obi Trice, Kyle Obi, Anthony D, Anthony DE 777. Pull them slots, homie. Wiz Yan, WZ Yan XD, and Paladino 853 are all now part of the membership of the deep dark web of the Mexican martial arts, thanks to the official prima of the Mexican martial arts, Marloca. Thank you. Unprecedented. And then ARJR blessing Dire Wolf. Thank you so much, ARJR. Unbelievable what's happening right now. Cause I got all my homies with me. I love MMA. Never knew it stood for Mexican martial arts though. Yes, I am in litigation right now with MMA at large. Seeing what I could do there. Hopefully that will, I'll be able to buy some land. I want to build a brick and mortar dojo. Gills just sucks the oxygen out of the water so they're breathing air or water. That would be crazy if the way that gills work, somehow, some magical way, they're actually breathing oxygen under the water. That is insane. All right. I want to say thank you to the homie James Bishop for dropping 10 big ones in the PayPal. Oh, that's the wrong one. He says, here's some monies for movie night. For movie night, here's some monies for pizza and whatnot. Thank you, James Bishop. Thank you, dude. You're too kind. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. You guys are too kind, man. What the heck? Hold up. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I got ARJR in the PayPal. He says, for the good times, the big rose was bought by the official prima of the Mexican martial arts, Marloca. Are you talking about that beautiful big rose that I showed last time? Marloca bought that one? Oh my goodness. For the good times, lay your head upon my pillow. You know that song, ARJR? For the good times. I love that song. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. And congratulations on selling your artwork. For those of you that don't know, it disgusts me that there are still people out there that don't know that ARJR has his own channel where you could go scope his creations. You could go scope out his creations on his page. He is a artiste. Dude, I feel like I haven't seen you forever, UFC Spacey. I was just blessed in the PayPal by Tom Bout. My flow goes deep like the ocean. It burns so hard. Almost said their real name by accident. I might hit the 3-wheel motion, cause I'm sipping on this green tea potion. Had to break $100 bill for an online purchase. Here's the change. I don't even know if the logistics of that actually, you know what? I'm not going to overthink it. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Had to break $100 bill for an online purchase. Here's the change. This is from Tom Bout. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your ongoing generosity and support. A gigantic part of helping me do what I do for real. And you have to know that. And Marloca dropping 30 big ones in the PayPal. Primo! Get some foods for the movie night. I'll leave work at 3 to make it home by 4 p.m. I did feel bad. because of movie night being so punctual or annoyingly early. I don't know. Being so different today. There was a part of me that was like, we've done this once, maybe twice, but I wonder if I'm not going to be able to pull that off this week and we have to double up next week. And I said, no, I said, we can't do that. We have to party. So, I appreciate you. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Hey, Jonathan, thank you for listening, bro. I love when people are listening while they're working, man. That's what I'm here for. Help the day go by. Whose birthday is it? Wait, it's Jay's birthday? No way. It's your birthday, bro? Yeah, we're doing movie night today. It's Jay's birthday. ARJR says happy birthday, Jay Smith. ARJR, the birthday boy, gets to pick. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Jay Smith. That's amazing, dude. It's a blessing to be able to spend your birthday with you, bro. Jay, what would you want to watch? What would you want to watch for your birthday? It's tonight, bro. It's tonight. Tonight is the night that you pick a movie. You say you'll be gentle, and I hope you won't. Jay Smith, birthday boy. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's crazy, man. That's good timing. Oh, I need to bring something up. So at the press conference, there might be people that don't know this because I have to assume because I didn't know this. And then if there was a video that I wouldn't have watched, I would have never known this. During the press conference, hold up. I'm going to do it very soon because I have to get up stupid early tomorrow, like when it's still dark. We're going to do it at about 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Let me touch on this real quick. What the? During the press conference, there was that moment when the reporter was asking Makhachev, like, hey, you know how Ian Garry's annoying and everybody hates him and no one likes him. They want you to kill him and all that. And then, did I say 5 before? I kind of changed it. I was shooting for like 4, which is in like 45 minutes. I apologize. I don't know. Maybe I thought I said 4 the whole time and I didn't. I might have changed it. I think I tried to get even more ambitious as the time went on. Okay. There was a moment during the press conference where that dude, Oscar, what you talking about, Willis, was asking Makhachev a question and Ian Garry got very offended by it. And he's like, stop putting words in his mouth. I thought we were boys. I thought we were friends. Why are you asking him stuff like that? Just talk about the fight. And then, wait a minute. I'm thinking about the wrong moment. Oh my gosh. Okay, there was a moment in the press conference where one of the interviewers was asking Makhachev, like, how does he feel about his legacy and in his standing in the UFC and about his reputation and his records and all that. And Ian Garry, while Makhachev was responding, like very rudely cut him off and just started talking over him. And he was trying to say very nice things. And he was like, he's already a legend. He's already a GOAT. He's amazing. Look at what he's done. I'll answer it for him. And then Makhachev is like, shut up. Shut your mouth. Like he was getting irritated. And I thought that was very out of character for Makhachev. Very, like, does anyone else agree? I thought it was very out of character. And I was a little bit disappointed. Now, look, I don't know if I've been transparent enough with this for you guys to have the full grasp on this. I always talk about how I don't appreciate how Makhachev is not only compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov, peace be upon him, but people are acting like he's better than him, which is crazy. And look, I saw someone say in a comment, and I thought they put it beautifully. And I actually was like, okay, I might have to start wording it like that. Somebody made a good point that Makhachev may on paper, and still, you know, I'm going to go out and say that that's still a matter of opinion, because you got to look at how dominant each of their fights were. If, you know, one of them bleeds in like every fight and the other one has never bled, how many rounds they've each lost, how often they look or don't look like they're in trouble or whatever. But anyway, let's say we're going to go ahead and give this to Makhachev. Somebody said in one of the comments that, you know, maybe Makhachev has surpassed Khabib on paper in the UFC because Khabib retired. Because his dad passed away and his mom wanted him to stop and he didn't want to do it without his dad, so he left too early. So on paper, technically, considering things in the UFC, maybe Makhachev has passed him, right? Because Khabib left early, right? Okay, let's say we could agree on that. But then the guy was like, with that being said, Khabib would still kick his butt. And I'm like, I think I could get on board with that. Yes. Anybody would still tell you that. And then they were talking about, I think it was another comment. Somebody was talking about how their coach, who's that dude's name? The dude that's the main guy at AKA, Javier Mendez, that he was even saying something that kind of alluded to the fact that Khabib was still ragdolling. And, you know, people talk about Makhachev's stand-up being better, which, you know, only one of them has ever been knocked out, which, you know, so I think that's funny. But people will talk about how Makhachev's stand-up is better, and someone made the point, well, yeah, Khabib's not one of those dudes that's going to fight with his ego and just strike for 5 rounds. He'll take him down, figure 4 his legs, turn him into a pretzel with his legs, dang his face into the canvas, and that's a wrap. Anyway, why did I even start talking about that? What I was trying to say was, during the press conference, Ian Garry was, here's what I was trying to say. I don't like when Makhachev gets compared to Khabib because I think that's disrespectful. So it kind of very early on kind of put a bad taste in my mouth for Makhachev. It almost kind of made me not like him because I was like, I couldn't hear his name without hearing Khabib get disrespected. But aside from that, I think Makhachev is a very likable dude. I can't help it. And I don't know why I would want to. I really do like Makhachev. The only negativity I've ever felt toward him is because I feel like people have to bring down Khabib in order to build him up. It's just like Ian Garry and his lady. Makhachev gets put on the pedestal so that Khabib gets sunken. That's the same illustration. But just the dude, just Makhachev, I like the dude. Now, it also kind of put a bad taste in my mouth and made me kind of just how I didn't like Robert Whittaker for the longest time because of how he did El Mero Mero dirty. I didn't like the fact that Makhachev didn't say, you know what, Volkanovski, you beat me. You beat me. The judges, they got it wrong. You beat me. Here's the bout. And that's something that I have to deal with. But I think he's a likable dude. I think he's a very like soft-spoken, mild-mannered, polite, respectful, funny dude. Like if you didn't know any better, you would think he's a serial killer because of the way that he talks. But I think it's just a culture and a language thing. Like you compare someone like him and Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland kind of seems like the kid that's, you know, like the squeaky wheel kind of kid. Like he just wants the attention and he wants to be the class clown. He wants to be the kid that looks like he's real hard, getting sent to detention all the time. Makhachev's the one. He's the quiet one to actually rage out. And go on some type of spree. You know those voices that I'm talking about. But I was very disappointed when he took off on Garry the way that he did, because I was like, wow, this isn't like him. Just telling him to shut up while he's trying to say nice things to him. Now, I did think it was annoying, and I did think Garry should have kept his mouth shut because that wasn't his moment to shine. But I just was surprised that Makhachev handled it like that. And then after I find out that he's saying, I couldn't hear anything. I didn't know what he was saying. I couldn't hear. I didn't know why he kept talking. So he probably thought that this dude was asking Makhachev about his legacy, and that Gary's like, he's got no legacy. He's a punk. He's a bum. He's done nothing for the sport. He said he didn't know, he couldn't hear. And then I think Khabib had a little bit of a different interpretation, because apparently Khabib was mad at him after. You know how Khabib's dad was mad at Khabib for jumping over the cage and flying like an eagle? Khabib was mad at Makhachev now because he said he was being disrespectful. And he said, I paid for these guys' English lessons for a year, and they still don't know English, and now they're being disrespectful and embarrassing me. But Makhachev is saying, I couldn't hear. It was crazy. He was being like Dana White, like, I can't even hear in here. What do you say? And Makhachev is blaming it on a language barrier. So who knows what it is at this point? Maybe it's a combination of things. But apparently, supposedly, Makhachev didn't know what the guy was saying. So he probably thought he was talking papas. Damon, you know what's funny and ironic, and I love it? When you could take credit for your own super chats now. Damon, Amazon Pop-Tarts are fresher than Pop-Tart brand. There's Amazon brand Pop-Tart. Wait a minute, you're ordering food off of Amazon, bro? I didn't even know that was a thing. I love Pop-Tarts, though. I remember I had this one job that was kind of like a rough around the edges kind of job. And I remember this one dude was asking me about lunch, and I told him, no, man, I'm good. I brought my Pop-Tarts. And he couldn't stop laughing when we were actually in there eating. And I was like, what? What's wrong with you? He's like, I thought you were joking, bro. You eat Pop-Tarts? I was like, what the heck is wrong with Pop-Tarts, bro? He was acting like I was soft because he was acting like I was Ian Garry doing like a Pop-Tart commercial or something like that. I'm not ashamed. I might check those out, Damon. Oh, Jay, did you pick a movie, Jay? What's up, Ordinary P? Bringing some flavor to the chat. How dare you, James? My mommy made me quit. Strong Muslim, man. How dare you, bro? Wait, did you pick a movie, Jay? Uh-oh. Does anyone know if Jay picked a movie? ARTR!
We are family.
Prince of the Violet Flame. That sounds like an indie band. ARJR, thank you for bringing Prince of the Violet Flame into the family. Welcome, Prince of the Violet Flame. Shoot. He asked if I've seen Top Gun, but I don't know if that's been set in stone. I don't know if that's what he wants to watch. For those of you that don't know, I leave my streams live now. So if you would be so kind, if you could be an amazing person, simply liking this video would go a long way. When I used to enlist them, it didn't really matter. But now that I leave them public, liking the video would be a tremendous help. I'd appreciate it. If not, I get it. Sometimes I watch videos and I feel bad because being a YouTuber now, I'm like, man, I know how important those likes are. Sometimes I'll literally go back after I've clicked off of a video and do the thumbs up just because I know how important it is. It's crazy, man. Dang it, he didn't pick one? Shoot. Well, I guess we'll do it in a moment. All right. I streamed about 25 minutes longer than I thought I would. I'm going to go get myself a little treat to eat because some people were a blessing, and that will allow me to do that. Thank you so much. Dang it. Well, I guess he'll let us know. The La Sopa. What the heck? All right. Oh, and if you guys haven't seen the video, thank you so much. Bardo, thank you, bro. Peace, Rashad. If you guys haven't seen it, I uploaded a video yesterday about what was it about? I think it was about Makhachev and Garry. Yeah. I think it was about Garry. I think it was like a prediction. It was my prediction video. Kind of. It's my version of a prediction video. I guess no one does predictions like me. Good or bad. Whatever that means. Those of you that are on the Patreon, those of you that are patrons, I'm going to be starting the movie in hopefully about 30 minutes. Somewhere around 4 o'clock PST. If you care about doing movie nights and joining us, there's a link down below in this description for the Patreon. If not, I get it, but that's where it's at. Thank you, James. Heck yeah, dude. All right, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being so generous. Thank you for being my friend, bro. Got me feeling like Ian Garry over here. Thank you for being my friend. We come out chased by hounds. I hate it when I could tell something is from something, but I can't figure out what it is. The comment. Thank you, ARJR. All right. I better dip out so I'm not late. I'll see you guys soon. Hey, and if I'm not going to see you guys on Patreon in a little bit, I will see you during the Mexican Fight Companion tomorrow. Hopefully you guys could join me. Thank you for watching Mexican Martial Arts. Appreciate it. Good looking out. Hey.